LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Starladder I-League StarSeries Season 4. Oh, had to think about that one. We're going to be going into
You've done a few of these, Tom. It's
yeah,
fine.
you know,
they all breeze on by. To
well,
Tom, it's all just money in the bank account, isn't that right, Tom?
That's what I'm all about, really.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. No, we're going to be going into our second map, of course, choice of Renegades. Your prediction is still on the line. It's still there. Yeah, it's still alive. So you think? Well, I'm guessing you think that this was how it's going to go anyway, because you did say 2-1.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I have faith, but the thing that's really shaking that faith is just how lights out G2 are looking. You know, I think Cobblestone Naf was very much a cornerstone of how they played that map, and without him now, it's they don't have that foundation there, and they still need time to work Jacob into it. You could tell the whole kind of setup didn't look very good, either their T side or their CT side. Heading into Mirage, though, it's much more kind of pug style. You can afford to kind of just throw Jacob in wherever, and he's pretty sick. He's a pretty keen gamer. So there's always that.
He is nutty. That's what we're going for with analysis.
He is, and you can just kind of let him do his own thing. Nifty as well on this map is a force to be reckoned with. The thing that, like I say, that scares me is G2 are playing lights out, and also Renegades just kind of took a bit of a spank in there on Cobble. That's never going to be great for the old morale. And I think, that's one thing that we could see them struggle with coming into this. If you play and give too much respect to G2, they're going to take that all day long. They will not mess around.
Well, the other thing as well is just the way that G2 are actually playing. Like, not only was every single player showing up when needed, but they were playing really aggressive. Like, we just saw, like, Shocks at the very beginning of the game. Well, even the pistol round. Take the pistol round where they just pushed all the way up B-long, took the map control, and just started rotating back around behind their opponents. They lost the pistol, but at the same time, you could tell it was going to be a bit of a story. Then you had the ace coming in from Shocks, making them a hell of a lot of money. The only thing I will say in the sort of defense of Renegades was the fact that over on that first half, every single time they managed to win a round, they instantly lost one and then just had to like force with pistols and then a few extra rounds to build up. And by the time they actually did enough damage to G2 to reset them, it was the last round of the half and they still had enough money for 4 and 4s and the CZ. So, and that was when they actually then won the last 2 rounds. So you sort of have to say, okay, fair enough, yeah, G2 were the better team, everybody performed, that's scary, but if Renegades can get themselves going a little bit and we can actually see them string a few rounds together, it could be a very, very different game. The one thing that really does worry me, though, is, as said, there wasn't a weak link on G2, and we're talking about this being a much more pug-style map. If everybody shows up again, I don't think there's anything that Renegades can do. I just don't think, even if every player in the server is performing at top level, that's where G2 still just wins.
It's going to be a tricky one, but I'm hoping Renegades can recover. They would love to get to decide what side to start on, but that's going to be stripped away from them as G2 went out the knife round. Let's see where this does fall. I imagine we're going to see them...
Oh, nice streak.
I imagine we're going to see them swap things up onto the T side. And yeah, I mean, the scary thing is, you know, half the battle is kind of won or lost in the server. The other half is all, you know, hearts and minds. And with G2, they looked very comfortable. You know, they won the game, just stood up, went and did whatever. You know, they were done. They knew that there was no issues. There was no, you know, they're like laughing, having a good time. Then you looked at Renegades, and they kind of sat there like looking very dejected, not too happy with themselves. But hopefully they can move on. You know, they can now look to Mirage as the once great bastion of hope that it is. There's of course the G2 coach. He's having a pretty easy time of stuff right now. That's Smiths.
Chilling.
Yeah, no, you love to see it.
Well, they didn't need a tactical pause in the last map, so you can just sit there and enjoy life. Wait until after groups.
Well, here we go anyway, Tom. Second map of this series. It's going to be on Mirage. The map picker Renegades, and Renegades, they're already all the way down through mid. They're going to try and wrap up the short. Now, there are 4 players for G2 on this A bomb site. Kenny, he's desperately trying to rotate into B. He stands here alone, and he's already been able to get one. No opportunity to trade as he does just retreat back. So he's taken the man advantage, chipped away at this defense. Now he's in with a second. So he's making things tricky. And no one else from G2 has even arrived at the party yet. Now they're going to be getting here. MBK's got a very lengthy flank. He's stuck into the site. He's only able to get one. JKS doubles down. He's keeping this interesting, but it's this flank from MBK that makes or breaks this round. He's going to get spotted out. The other players both tagged very low, coming in from short. Forces the man to repossession off from bench, but has it. MBK, they both peek into him. JKS, 1 versus 1. He's got the HP, he's got the time, the bomb's ticking away. And there's no way back into this for Apex. JKS in with 4 massive frags. Locks in that pistol round for Renegades.
Yeah, a superb pistol round from JKS, managing to pretty much solely win it for them there, just defending that site. Of course, Kenny puts in a decent shift, just taking down 2 and giving them a big advantage when it comes back to the retake, but no kit for G2, and they just didn't have time in the end. But remember, first half pistol was won, well, in fact, both pistols were won by Renegades in the previous map. That is definitely worth mentioning in a 16-8 scoreline, and it was the 4 spy. Double scouts last time, just the singular one this time onto Shocks, but they both did a lot of damage last time. There's still going to be a couple of rifles in, some SMGs, as the T's look to make themselves a little bit of extra money. But we want to see Renegades get off to a strong start in this matchup. As we said, in the last map, okay, they managed to win both pistols, but other than that, there wasn't really too much for show. There was only a couple of rounds that really went their way, and Economy hurt them all the way through. But this time, to start at least, Body's gone down, the aggression not paying off. He has tagged JKS quite low, but I imagine that will just be him now juggling that AK off to somebody else and only risking an SMG with 15 HP.
This timing is perfect for Apex, though. There was a man holding it. He's since fallen back, and now Az is going to go ahead and turn his attention here once again. But Apex hears all of this. He knows exactly what's going on as they make their way out through lower tunnels and into mid. Likely they might try boosting up Azza, but Apex, he could catch this whole play coming in. He snuck on by. They've got no idea that he's here. He has to be pretty quick, though. Kenny's going to have to make a stand once again. Over here at Connector. Player's about to come his way, but Apex, there's the first. Nifty does instantly manage to trade it, so they've recovered from the man in the back. MBK now going to cause them some more problems. Kenny's in with 2, and this has all gone wrong. Az has dropped out. You still have it all falls to Jacob. The latest addition to this roster, and he's going to get shut down. Kenny finds it. A TK, a bad crossfire, and trades that never appeared means that G2, they've stolen it back again. This is the 2nd time in a row. Renegades have won every single pistol thus far. They're 3 for 3 for it. But this is the 2nd time they've lost the anti-eco.
Yeah, they need to work on that for sure. G2 are an incredible team with the pistols, but you can't just keep giving them this sort of way back into the round off. We are going to see Renegades again attempt to try and break things back, but with handing already 2 rifles over towards the CT side, they buy up a couple more themselves. Now, at least initially in this round, we're going to see a challenge towards middle for the T's. Not going to be easy, of course. Have to get to these closer positions. They've got a couple of Deagles and, of course, the Scout, which will help them a little bit with the range. However, again, we're seeing a little bit of aggression come out from the CT side over towards that B spot. Nothing been seen as of yet. G2 knowing, of course, that they have a massive range advantage in this, and Kenny will already take the first into window. Trade being attempted, but he now knows that mid control has been taken by the T side, and they're going to look at Apex, already waiting. Takes down 2. JKS has found 1 over towards ramp, and Jacob will pick up another and does a lot of damage onto Apex, at least making things costly.
The time JKS goes down, I thought maybe that we could have seen some action there. But now it's Jacob. He's retrieved that Scout at least. He is, of course, the new boy to the Renegades lineup. Push on up through ramp. Well, Body is repositioned in it to Palace. This is going to really pressure Jacob for time. If he doesn't check it and it is left down at the last few seconds, there is no way he gets that bomb down. Gonna keep creeping in. Body hears him. Gonna go for the point now. Body peeks, and that is Jacob shut down at G2. They do manage to convert the round, and now for Renegades it is just a round that I think they would rather forget here. It's just going to be Glocks across the board. They want to try and do a little bit of damage if they can. But this, there should be no way this isn't a third for G2.
Yeah, this is just it's the same scenario we actually saw on the CT side of Cobble. They don't win the pistol, but they manage to bounce straight back. A little bit will be invested. We get a flashbang and a P250, but other than that, it's just going to be another fairly simplistic round. You can see the T's all gathering up in Palace. The main aim in the game here, get that bomb down. That's all they really want to achieve. Shots will catch the one man throwing the flash, although it still gets thrown at least. But now all the CTs have to do is just deny that plant. That's exactly what they do. Flawless round once again. Okay, at least this time there isn't an ace for Shox to build up money with that SMG, which I suppose is slightly better than Cobblestone, but still, money will be there. They can go for a little bit of a bonus round. In fact, Body is going to drop the AWP, meaning that across the board, there'll still be money to buy in the next no matter what happens. Once again, there's going to be a decent amount of rifles alongside that one SMG on Shox. I'm getting some serious deja vu at the moment.
Well, Kenny is going to be holding mid. Was a little bit quiet on Cobblestone. Flash out on mid. Got a man out. A couple of plays here early on. He's still holding in window. Waiting to see if anyone offers. Shox gets spotted on the aggression. This is going to force G2 to kind of dial it in a bit. They've gone ahead and lost the man early on. They have actually posted Body back up on ramp. He's going to keep pushing the issue down now. And he didn't spot anyone on his aggression, so now retreating back to keep an eye on Palace. Kenny has the crossfire set up in mid with Apex. JKS wins that duel somehow. Body had every advantage in the world. That's a 2-man advantage now for Renegades. They're looking good in this round. They're going to start to duck up into Connector. G2 have rotated almost everyone around with the exception of Apex. He's able to get himself 2. Now it's Kenny from CT. Has to try and shut this whole thing down. He is flashed. Like Jacob doesn't quite manage to deny the plant. Finds him once the bomb's gone down. MBK lies in wait in jungle, waiting for that smoke to fade. Doesn't want to give anything up. They have kits. They have the incendiary on MBK as well. Both JKS and Az are playing for the after plant. It's planted for mid and for ramp. Time's ticking away from G2 here. They have to start to pick up the pace, and Azza, he's just going to wait patiently down here in mid. He's able to find the first onto Azza. JKS now on the ramp. The bomb's getting defused. He has to peek into this, and MBK finds it. G2 with milliseconds left to spare. They get the defuse. as Kenny locks it down. That is going to be G2 with the 4th round, and Renegades, it comes down to the wire, and it manages to elude them.
Yeah, unbelievably close, and the T side, by the looks of things, they are going to somewhat invest into this. As is actually 4-bot. The rest of the team are going to go for just some pistols so they can buy into the next round with the extra money that they will get. It will allow for an AWP, and in fact, with the max loss bonus, as long as maybe they get a bomb plant or he gets a kill, he'll have enough anyway. So it's just sort of like, let's give this 1AK a chance to do some damage, hopefully net us a bomb plant, and then we'll have a much better buy going into the next round. And we reduce the amount of money that G2 are able to make. Either way, running through the smoke, that's just going to hand MBK the first. Another will come in for Apex as the utility will hold back the remainder. MBK still looking to try and spray through the smoke. This is just easy cleanup. Jacob going to be the only one left. They know exactly where he is. And even though there's investment, even though there's an AK, not a single kill comes in for Renegades. And just look at the money on G2 already. Every single player with 5,000 and above. Kenny already on 10k. Now they do get that AWP onto Nifty. And let's hope that he can have a standout performance, because they're definitely going to need him, because at the moment, G2, they're looking very scary.
Yeah, I'm shaking in my boots. This G2 is one that, you know, they're here to win. Let's just put it that way. It's not like the G2 we've seen at a few events recently. They seem to be woken up, and now Apex is down. Aggression. He's going to get tagged, but he manages to escape with his life. How's Kenny holding mid? And I mean, Renegades, they're playing scared right now. They've slowed right down. They're giving so much respect away of G2, and they're going to take that all day long. Look at MBK. He's progressed up over towards apartments. They already had Apex finding the frag early on in mid. There's 3 players right now stacked up in the A-bomb site with Kenny, who can rotate round. Bodies clearing out ramp. G2 have so much information. They've relegated Renegades down to just one portion of the map, and that's mid. And as important as this avenue is, if it's the only place you've got, then it's no better than coming in from ramp. So they've conceded a lot of ground. And G2, they've got a great idea as to what's going on. 4 players stacked up in A. Body starts to make his way down. Going to go blow for blow with JKS here as he rounds the corner. JKS is able to find him. So now things get interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like we're still going to see more aggression. Shock's actually now going to make his way further towards the ramp. 3 players pushing in that direction. JKS gets another entry. Smoke going to go down. Kenny in the backlines. The nade will fall in and almost get him a second. So close. And actually, they may be able to take him out of this portion. Rotation's not quite going to be there, but Kenny finds himself another. Looks for the third and shuts things down alongside MBK. They seem like Renegades has some chance with the heroics out from JKS, but Kenny S, well, he was a little bit quiet. He didn't have a whole lot to do in the last map, but in this one, he's already started off with an important 3k. Money again continues to build, and yeah, it's just going to look like a few more pistols brought up by Renegades, as they've now lost themselves 6 rounds in a row.
And, they're getting desperate now. It's going to be the early play over here towards A. There are 2 players here to put a stop to them. That's going to be Body and Shocks. Apex is rotated around in the CT. Flash goes in. There's 3 players here straight away with Kenny rotating in from middle. He's going to be here. 4 players stacked up inside of A. They haven't checked Malice, and Body rains down death. JKS takes one back. His time on this earth is limited. Kenny's up. Takes JKS down. Jacob has been allowed to sneak all the way in through B. He is MBK. But Apex is there to trade it back immediately. And G2, they're on to a 7th. They're looking good. They're looking fresh. And Renegades, they've been hung out to dry.
At least we can see them on another 4-buy. Not just skins. Not just skins, of course. We are going back into it. We got the AWP onto Nifty once again. 1 and 8. Same with Azza. Is that the same with Ustillo as well? Yeah, 3 players currently, 1 kill and 8 deaths. It's only really been JKS to do anything so far in this game, and it's just not enough. And already Ustillo, well, it's going to be 1 and 9 for him. Kenny will remove him from this round. MBK's now got an AWP, and he is feeling confident, pushing aggressive, takes down Azza. He joins the 1 and 9 club and leaves only a few players left. Jacob falls as well. MBK, they're going to run. And they run straight into the hands of Shox, leaving only JKS, as said, the one man to do anything so far for Renegades. This is just slaughter.
Not a fan of this. JKS able to get himself one. Kenny instantly there to trade it. G2, they're looking confident, and more crucially, that Renegades are looking scared.
That's how much money Kenny S has, that he went, does anyone want an AK? I'll drop my AWP and just buy another one. Like that's how much they have at this point. He was on 16k at the beginning of this round. And rightly so, Renegades are going to take a tactical pause. Even if they've got no new ideas, which I'm not saying they do, but even if they don't, just stop the momentum. Because that was a ridiculous round. MBK pushed into apps, takes a kill, and then just goes back again. And then takes another one like through the wall. Like it's not even fair at this point. It's not even fair.
Yeah, and I've heard from the guys that Sad's the kind of coach who gets pretty passionate. You're probably going to be having some stern words to try and figure this one out. It's not been looking good for Renegades. It's been the G2 show all night. NBK fielding the AWP right now for G2 along with Kenny. Going to be heading over here towards B early on. Going to batten down the hatches up in apartments. Has support from Apex over on short. And it is a partial bite for Renegades. They've gone ahead and sent a few players down here through lower tunnels. Smoke goes down in mid. Allow the guys in lower tunnels a chance to peek out. But already these rotations looking picture perfect from G2. 3 players inside of A. Apex is rotated to try and keep an eye on the window, and there is a man boosted up. That's Azza. Just manages to duck and weave, gets the hell out of there, doesn't want to stick around any longer. Apex takes back control of window. Sends them down into middle, and now Kenny looking to try and teach Renegades that mid is an unkind place. And he goes peeking in. He's dropped Ustillo. That's a man down for Renegades. G2 taking the early advantage. Renegades there somewhat forced to play for this B-bomb site. They've been shut down from mid. Their efforts there early on negated. And now the man to judge them is MBK. He locks it down. Sitting on his iron throne. The Prince of Apartments is about to open up. Nifty's the first down. MBK in with a second. Wants to try and make it 3. Jacob's the last man out, and Apex is there to help. That's another round for G2. 9-1 up. Everyone with so much money. Tom, I'm getting upset here. Renegades, they have to try and get something sooner rather than later. They've got the AWP on Nifty at least. They've got utility. This is the best buy we've seen them have. They have to try and find success. It is now or nothing.
Yeah, and although I predicted G2 to win, I did not think it would be in this sort of fashion at the moment. It is just absolute destruction. Renegades have shown very little. They're going to try and switch up to just a more classic hit towards the A side. They have managed to get the opener. Shox going to be spraying wildly. Kenny still towards the site, but he'll get caught out by the aggression from Azza. He's now back on the board, and JKS once again will tag team the players on the site, leaving only MBK. He's been phenomenal so far, but I don't think he can do anything in this scenario. Finally, a little bit of a switch up in pace, and Renegades will get themselves a second round. They're back on the board. Azza has awoken. He's just gone from 1 kill to 4, so he's about a fairly big improvement in 1 round. But that's what they needed. They needed somebody to wake up. It was just JKS up until that point. We are going to see a pause called, actually another tactical one from Renegades. So even though they won the round, they're going to slow things down a little bit.
I mean, you kind of have to take them frequently now. I mean, this is a very big moment for Renegades, a chance for them to start to chip away at that G2 economy. And crucially, I mean, they have to try and dodge the reset. We don't want to see them just pick up 1 round, on instantly lose, yeah, and then go back. And that's what we saw on Cobblestone. So they've won a round, but the confidence is not an all-time high. And that's really demonstrated as well. I mean, you say we need players to step up. We need kind of everyone to step up. Like, we have Nifty with 1 kill, you still on 1 kill, and you hate to point these things out, but they're not showing up right now. We need to see that kind of, you know, the performance we're used to seeing from these two players. These are the two I spoke about coming into us that said if it's their A-game day, that they are going to just tear stuff up. And we haven't seen that. Kenny, he's a man who has been tearing things up. He's been tearing Renegades up over here in mid. He's over on short this time. Ooh, Nifty is going to be flashed back. That could have been the opener. MBK's now there. He's got him locked in. The flash lands, and MBK is going to get tagged low. So Nifty wins that duel out. It's a miracle he's still alive. Meanwhile, over here in mid, Shox is about to try and go aggressive. JKS and Jacob lie in wait.
Yeah, Shox just sat on the anti-flash. Actually doesn't have any support at the moment as Kenny has fallen back. Nifty is looking to go aggressive into that underpass, and there is a chance for an opener here, but Kenny now back watching the top of mid. Control is clearly what Renegades want to take, and Shox is just holding the angle at the moment, waiting for any sort of push to come in from the Renegade side. Well, they've done some early damage. Shox knows it's coming, but he actually loses the initial duel. However, very quick trade coming out, and the nade will do a little bit of extra damage as they do look to boost back. Nifty trades, leaves it into a 4 versus 3. 40 seconds left on the clock. And actually, there's nobody on the B side at the moment. This has been the gamble from G2 quite a lot in this game. They've just been seeing, okay, Renegades favoring this A site. We'll just leave it fairly empty. MBK is going to go rotating back, but they have gambled correct. It is going to be a hit towards this A site.
Body and Apex here. Apex in CT. Is just Body left that shot range in. He's going to force him out. He dropped the bomb. He bought time. Body's done more than that. He's in with 2. And now MBK 1v2. This shot could end it. Bombs dropped and G2, they've got it done. A 10th round. Heroics from MBK and Body. And the lack of time for Renegades mean that it eludes them.
Well, Body's having a great time. The thing at his play there is so crucial. Not only dropping the bomb, but getting the second player as well. And then Renegades, they have no choice. They have to go for the bomb plant, and MBK perfectly timed with his rotation back. Only had 20 HP, but he just needed to hit that shot, and he knew it as well. The second he hit the shot, he was out of there. Not taking any risky fights, not doing anything else to jeopardize the round. Just out of there, job done. But at least there will be another buy. Renegades are not quite out of this half just yet. We saw in the last, they managed to get the last couple of rounds and give themselves some hope in this, or in the last map. Didn't work out in the end, but we'll see if they can do it here. Quick push out on Palace already. Shox is going to be starting things off. It's a second and the spray down comes in. It's a slaughter on the A site. G2 get their 11th, and now there's just not any money again. It's only going to be JKS with anything. He's got 14 kills at the moment. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the rest of his team have the same amount combined. That's horrifying. That's actually horrifying. We're in round 14.
I just don't know what to say, Tom. Shox hasn't even had to do anything for G2. He's been on easy streak. He's got 4 kills. The rest of the guys,
he's in game leading,
making up for that. Exactly. He's just
Kenny
sitting
kill
back.
everyone.
He's sitting back. He's programming in the commands. Kenny is just finding the frags. In mid. Apex is there to try and make up for it. It's a bit of a slaughter down here in mid. As we've come to expect, it's JKS left to 1v3. And I don't fancy his odds, but he has been the man stepping up. He's got 11 HP and wants to try and do some damage. Bomb is in full control of G2 and Shox. Going to finish off JKS. That is a 12th now for G2. And Renegades, they desperately need this if they want to try and blaze the trail to a comeback in the second half. 12-3 is quite the difference from a 13-2 half. It means you can have the pistol round, not decide your fate at least.
Well, that's been the one thing they've actually been good at, is winning pistol rounds. Like that. That's the scariest thing. It's 3 out of 3 pistol rounds so far, and it's currently 12-2.
Nope. Here's Apex. He's rushing up towards top here. The flash goes in. Everyone's blind. It's a bit of a disaster, but then the second one rains on in. Apex, how are you still alive? He's finally going to get shut down. Body's there to try and trade and help out. It's just 4 AWPs. Why not? G2 short. They're feeling so confident. Oh no, for Renegades, it's all gone wrong. It's just Nifty and Jacob left. I mean, the bomb can't go down, right? Like, 4 orbs in the retake is just the worst. You imagine this with a plethora of guns down in CT spawn. And the bomb has to go down first. G2, they're just feeling great. Kenny's there. That's one of the orbs. Oh no, there's still 4 more. MBK is going to drop out Jacob. And that is it, a 13-2 half.
The thing I love most about that is not only did they have 4 orbs, but the one player had a rifle, ran up mid at the beginning of the round and was just like, yep, okay, I got the man advantage. You guys just pick play from here on out. G2 are just having fun. Like that's what this has turned into. Yeah. They're just having fun with the game.
And that is when I would say any team is at their most deadly. But especially a team like GT. Look at this, they're smiling. I haven't seen these guys smile in what feels like years, Tom. They're laughing, they're having fun, and that's terrifying. Then you look at Renegades and they look stressed.
Well, you would. Well, they've got to go 4 for 4 in pistols. That's no doubt. If they're going to have any chance of winning this game. If this is the first pistol they lose, then, well, what can you really say? It's going to be Kevlar across the board for every single player in the server. No utility. And, well, looking like we're just going to have a fairly quick split towards this A site. T's gathering up into ramp. We've got a couple of players who'll probably duck back down. A little bit of aggression coming out from the CT side to try and find information over towards that B site. And already the peak will come in. Azza is going to be dinked down low. Rotation will be quick. Nifty at least gets the first kill. And the split seems to be a little bit far behind. Maybe they're going to boost a player into window instead.
Yeah, it does look to be the case. Body, he's the man to get it done. He's up in the window. In fact, she's starting to rotate players back towards B. Jacob now could get caught off guard. Body's been spotted, but the pressure's on for the remaining players. Nifty goes down. Azza's next to follow. Rotation coming in from B, and Jacob is at least able to get rid of Body, that pesky man in the back. But still, man advantage in favour of G2. Apex. 2 players there, and somehow he does it. Ustillo not having a good time of it right now. And yeah, you know, Apex is having a giggle at that one. I can't say I blame him.
I would love to.
They might even hit the pause because they're laughing too much.
I think they'll be all right. 14-2. It really, like that was just a sort of icing on the cake for G2. That was the first pistol they've won, and they were already 13-2 up. And you can see the buy. It pretty much says we just want to end this now. We're not going to try and make any money. We just want to play with the rifles. Make sure that this round is in the bag, and then the next force buy will have to come in from Renegades. The one good thing about this, though, is that if they kill anybody, they get a rifle, and it gives them some hope. But it's like somebody sort of being at the end, one end of a train tunnel and the other end, and somebody's holding up a candle and saying there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's just not looking good at all.
That's a really abstract metaphor. I like it. Well, it's not abstract, it's very literal. But let's see. Is there light at the end of this tunnel? Or is that light just the train coming towards it? That train is G2. And already Shox is down here in mid. He spotted out Nifty. Nifty's able to win it. That's now a gun picked up, an AK for Nifty. He's not going to go progressing though, so he doesn't actually manage to get it. And that's because Kenny's at the top of mid. MBK can get chipped down low over a B. Let's get rid of JKS. Sorry, his Body over at B. MBK gets tagged down low up in Palace. They're going to go back for the bomb. Man advantage taken, and now they start to wrap in to this A-bomb site. Nifty still in the window, wants to try and finish off Kenny as he slides into connector. Bomb plan about to come in. Nifty just break. Jacob's going to drop out Apex. Now it's a 3-on-3. Still with a chance. Kenny starts to wrap around from behind, though, and this could be the big play that locks in that series point for G2. Jacob going to drop out MBK. Now Kenny arrives from behind. And Ustillo tries his best, but Kenny says no. And that's G2, 15-2 up. Map and series point here versus Renegades. On Renegades map pick, upsettingly.
Yeah. In the grand scale of things, that wasn't a bad round, considering what was invested and what was like the pistols.
The thing that I love is that Smith just hasn't had to move. He hasn't had to do anything. He's just sat there.
He's just chilling.
He's still in the same position.
What do you expect him to be saying, Harry?
He's only been
keep going.
Yeah.
What was he going to say? They're already doing everything. They're winning 15-2. He's not going to be standing up going, look, guys, you lost 4 players in that round. I don't think he cares. I think he knows that this is pretty much done unless Renegades can pull something out of nowhere. We haven't seen anything as of yet. He still has 2 kills. It's just there hasn't been anything. It's been JKS trying his best. Nifty with the dig. He managed to do some damage in the previous round. The timing gets the better of him, though. He has found one once again, Azza with another, but it is Kenny just trading back. 2 headshots, 3 kills for him. He's currently hit 27 kills. There's only been 17 rounds.
What is the rebranding? Now he's known for his one tap. As it's all headshots for Kenny there. 4 frags at the end of the game. And 16-2 sees G2 win this series out 2-0. Tom, your prediction comes true in the most horrific way possible. Commiserations, of course, to Renegades. They just weren't feeling it today. And, I mean, it happens to the best of us. I don't think you can say, like, I don't know, like, there was no strategy that didn't work. It was just they were being outclassed at every turn.
Yeah, everybody showed up for the G2 side. Like, the real showing there was that in the first map, like, Kenny was at the bottom with 16 and 11, like, had a okay game, but didn't have to do anything too much. In the second map, Shox was at the bottom, but barely had to do anything. But that was just it. It was just because everybody else was playing lights out. Over towards that B site, they barely even got close. Like, MBK, no matter where he was playing, if he was passive, he got a kill. Whether he was aggressive, he got multiple kills. It was just disgusting. And then Kenny just playing around middle, like, again, whether he was just playing aggressive, he would get the openers, and whether he would sit back and go to the site, it was just disgusting. Like, they absolutely obliterated their opponents, and Renegades, all they've got to do is just say, okay, that was G2 when they're playing out of their minds. There's barely any teams that can beat that. Let's go into tomorrow when we're playing against another team who has lost. Hope that maybe we get a better draw. Either way, we're going over to Parla, who has the interview.
Nathan, I think we're live. How's it going, bro?
Good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good, and it was an interesting match to watch. Quite a decisive victory. Can you tell us a bit of the details from your perspective?
I mean, we just played very simple. We're trying to play a bit more loose right now. So, yeah, we just play out of individualities, and yeah, we were just on point throughout the whole game. So, yeah, nothing really special to say.
Did you have any particular expectations with regards to Renegades? They, of course, have recently added Jacob, maybe threw a bit of a spanner in the works.
I mean, we didn't really analyze what they were doing because they have a stand-in, and so I think their approach is going to be slightly different, although they're going to keep, you know, the same basics, like the same tactics, the same way to approach the game. So yeah, we didn't do anything crazy, and again, we just focused on ourselves, and like we just enjoyed playing. Like, I think we were just happy playing the game together right now, and yeah, we were pretty careful because we know they can deliver some good rounds, and yeah, just roll through.
Well, a quick recap. You did win on Cobble, which was your map pick, and then you went on to Mirage, and it just seemed like you guys snowballed to 15-2 rather quickly. Was it starting on the CT side? Were you guys just feeling yourselves?
I think on both maps, what was Pivotal was winning the eco round after the pistol round that we lost both times, and then like on both maps, every single time we just managed to like string 5-6 rounds together, and I think that was one of the main points because when we got the economy, we can just alternate weapons, play with several ops, or just do whatever we want basically, and so that's our strength. If we can play like this, I think that's where we're gonna shine the brightest.
Now, of course, this is an absolutely stacked competition here at StarSeries I-League Season 4. Where do you guys place yourselves, and where are you hoping to finish realistically?
I mean, making a top 4 would be a very good thing because, as you said, all the best teams are here. And although there are a lot of teams with new players after all the shuffles and the changes, every team is going to be very motivated. And so if they're motivated, everybody knows how to play Counter-Strike at that point of time. And yeah, making a top 4 would be very strong, but because it's best of 3s all the way, I think we have a bit of that edge where our map pool is going to be a bit more deep than compared to the other teams. So realistically, I think we can pass groups, and then we will see who we face, because then there's going to be kind of randomness in drawing teams. And yeah, from there, it's best of 3s all the way to the best format. So just looking forward to play. Yeah,
what do you think of the Swiss format best of 3? Much talked about, of course.
Sure. I think it's very interesting to be tried out. I think that there's one organization that can pull it off. It's going to be StarLadder. So I'm really glad they did it. And yeah, the studio, the place, I mean, everything looks very, very clean. And no delay, no problem. Yeah, I mean, again, like really looking forward to be playing a lot of Counter-Strike, because that's what it is all about, right? To just play best of 3s, have a lot of maps, dual streams. And yeah, I mean, I love the format, and that's great.
Yeah, and so final thing then, Nathan, would you say with the major, and since then you guys are on the climb, where would you place yourselves kind of internally as a team? Are you happy with what's going on?
We're still trying to figure things out, more or less. I mean, that's why coming into that event, because it is not like, you know, the same extent as the majors, so like there's not the same fame, although all the teams are here. We're gonna take that one to try things out a little bit, and again, play more lose, and just trying to, you know, enjoy the basics of the game, just playing and headshotting people. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. First best of 3 went pretty good.
Yeah, congratulations, you've won that first best of 3. Who should we watch out for, by the way, on the team? Who's on fire at the moment?
Damn. I mean, Kenny had an excellent game, especially on Mirage, but I mean, it's hard to say. I think we're all playing pretty good. So, you know, anybody from a team, and that's going to work.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a good sign of things to come, and you've started off fantastically. Congratulations, Nathan. Let's head back to our casters.
Oh, thank you, Paul. I couldn't agree more, though. Like, he picked Kenny out in the second map, but there wasn't a weak link. That's what we've been saying pretty much all the way through, that there just wasn't anybody who didn't perform, and it was a scary G2, and I like the fact that they have gone back to sort of the looser style, because it didn't matter who was going aggressive or who was making the plays. They were pulling it off. It was terrifying. It really was terrifying to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine this is just going to be a few minute-long highlight reel of G2, which is... They just look like if you took all of these players and then like went back to when they were having like their moments, this was like every one of them was doing that. And obviously, you know, it's versus Renegades, maybe not the not like the toughest team here, you know, but they are playing with a brand new player in the form of Jacob. But like, I mean, there was so much. It was so clean. That's the thing. Like my issue with G2, yeah, like lately. There's been some times where they've been playing up against teams where you think, you know, maybe they should win this, and then it still comes close, or they still like mess up every now and again, and there was none of that today.
No, it was almost like we were back at sort of the best of 1 format at the major, where we were just like, oh my god, this team looks absolutely ridiculous. And I think it was quite interesting that we had sort of 2 different sort of opinions in the interview, though. It was like MBK talking about how he thinks their map pool is like more of a positive, and then Shox was sort of talking about it like, well, yeah, well, against some of the teams. I do think it is going to depend heavily on who they play, but I think the one thing they do have that works quite nicely for them, there's not many teams at the moment playing new. There really isn't anybody. I think maybe our next matchup might be one of the only matchups where I could see Nuke coming in, obviously that's Pro versus Mouse. But other than that, that's one of the maps that they don't particularly like to play. The other is Train, which if that's going to be their perm ban, fine. But other than that, they seem fairly comfortable. And like this, obviously this was not their map pick. This is pointless, I'll be honest. This graphic, I think everybody knew this was coming.
Oh look, Kenny's jersey's like slightly different.
I think the only thing that you can say was that JKS was bang in the middle. He was the only man who like really had any impact.
28-5. Like Kenny exploded in that. Like in Cobble, you didn't really see much from it.
Oh, don't do that. That hurts. That hurts. 1 AWP kill for Nifty, and yeah, it was just that battle that. It never really happened. It was everybody was very, very quiet. It has to be said. It was, I think 1.3 players were like 1 and 9 or something, and then we had that one round that they actually managed to win, where Azza just ran into the site and managed to like find the kills. Either way, not much more to say, is there? It was a slaughter. G2, they've come out firing. Whoever faces off against them next, good luck. And either way, we're off to a break. We'll be back with Virtus Pro versus Mouse Sports in just a bit.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
It's the quick scope! This is unreal! Anything is possible! Anything is possible!
Yustillo is a monster